Alright guys, quick recap here of the Monday, July 18th session. Market just closed up about 10 minutes ago, so hope you guys had a good day. But as far as today's price action, guys, things kind of started off with a bang here. So in last night's video, the weekly watch list video, we talked about all these 15-minute squeezes with the buy signals, and granted, we didn't get to trade them because things gapped up, but the signals worked as advertised. S&P's 15-minute squeeze, 15-minute buy signal, that gave you a nice gap up. QQQ with the 15-minute combo. That led to a nice gap up. Apple had the 15-minute combo. And Apple got bitch smacked today. But 15-minute squeeze gave you a nice push. And same thing here in Tesla. End of day 15-minute squeeze on Friday. 15-minute buy signal. Pretty good pop. So again, we didn't get to trade them being that things gapped up. But just wanted to show you that the 15-minute combo worked as advertised. But more importantly, guys, that pop is obviously pretty short-lived. The more important thing that we talked about in yesterday's video, it was just in terms of, okay, the bulls are making some progress here. We've canceled out all the lower time frame sell signals on the big three. We're back above that daily 21 EMA. Yeah, in a bearish market, that's progress. But we were looking at that hourly chart. And what we've seen here, guys, the last 3 or so times, they trap the shorts, they squeeze the shorts. In the process of squeezing the shorts, they kind of rebuild the lower time frame structure. Right? Cancel out the sell signal, we're back above the hourly 21. You get a little bit of trend going, but the key is the first back test. A big rip like that, not really sustainable. So you got to expect a dip at some point. The key, of course, is they got to hold the dip. Right? That first back test of the hourly 21, that's where you got to see the buyers step in. Otherwise, you get this crap. Right? All kinds of progress. They throw it all out the window, and we're back to square one. Right? They trap the shorts. They rebuild the structure of the hourly chart. They cancel out the sell signal. But that kind of push, not sustainable. Right? You got to wait for a dip. First back test of the hourly 21, they totally fumble the ball. So again, we're back to square one. They trap the shorts. They cancel out the sell signal. We're back above the hourly 21. But that kind of crazy rip, where we go vertical from Thursday's low into Friday into this morning, it's not sustainable. Right? We're going to get that back test. So for today, guys, we got the back test after the gap up. And look, here's the thing. If the market doesn't bounce back pretty good tomorrow, I think we're going to go right back down. S&P's got to close under the hourly 21. So they failed to find any support where they should. QQQ failed. Right back under the hourly 21. Now, the structure didn't get destroyed here. No, the structure of that hourly chart is destroyed down at like 282, 280. It's basically busted on the S&Ps down at 375, 372. So I think, we're close enough here where if the bulls can get a little something going tomorrow, get us back above the daily and the hourly 21 EMA, everything might be all right here in terms of looking for a bit more upside. But in a bearish market, guys, this is the this is a short-term thinking you have to do, and a lot of the clues are going to be on a lower time frame. So same song and dance, right? We've seen this before. Big flush, trap the shorts, trap the bulls, flush them out over and over again. So for tomorrow, that's the key. If you're looking for a bit more upside, S&Ps and the Qs, they can't afford to hang out under the daily and the hourly 21. Can't afford to do that in a downtrend. We're in a fragile market. Skating on thin ice, you got to hold that hourly structure. Got to hold above that daily 21. So admittedly, guys, it's kind of a tough call from here. Easily, I could see things rolling right back over like you saw here, like you saw back there, and a little bit of the same back there. But we're kind of within striking distance. Right, so we'll see how the futures go. But yeah, I kind of think things could easily go either way. And I think a big, if we're going to point fingers here today, we got that Apple news, which don't quote me. Basically, Apple is going to slow down hiring. For what it's worth, Apple still looks pretty good here. You're above that daily 21, no sell signals. So I'm not coming to you guys saying, hey, based on ABC, I'm really confident the market rolls over tomorrow. But I also can't tell you, hey, based on ABC, I'm really confident we're going to trade back to the upside. I really do think it could go either way. So we'll see how tomorrow goes, guys. But, anchor to the S&Ps, anchor to the QQQ. If we continue to break down tomorrow, if we can't clean things back up, be ready to exit any long positions. Right? It's never fun to get shaken out or stopped out, but you got to protect that capital. So, in my mastery, we got some calls here on Pepsi that expire in a couple of weeks. No major issues here. Kind of a little pullback to that daily 21. If the market can rebound, this probably trades right back towards the highs, just like last week. S&Ps and the Qs crap it up tomorrow. We're going to have to get out of Pepsi. I don't want to be long anything under that daily 21 EMA. And we jumped into some Coinbase here today. So, again, guys, we'll see where tomorrow goes. For what it's worth, I do think a pretty good observation. The Bitcoin stuff actually held up a lot better today than the semiconductors, the financials, the indices, and big tech. We'll check BTC. Yeah, Bitcoin futures. Same thing. Now, we actually got an hourly buy signal, but we're not in a market where we can hang out under the hourly 21. So Bitcoin a little bit suspect here. But for the Bitcoin stocks like Mara, and don't get me wrong, obviously things, even Mara pulled back pretty hard, but it still maintains a lot of the structure. We're still well above that daily 21. We've got a couple of lower time frame buy signals, and in terms of the hourly structure, no problems here with the hourly structure. Right? Mara is pretty good all the way down to like $9. Now, if the market rolls over, they're all going to roll over, I would think. But I do think, in terms of today's session, maybe a little bit of quote-unquote leadership out of the Maras, the Riots here. And you can see Mara pulled back pretty hard, or Riot rather. But you hold your structure, you get a 30-minute buy signal, no major issues. The QQQ, on the other hand, this is where you start to get some issues. Back under that hourly 21, you're kind of liable here to get back under the daily 21. That's when things can quickly go south. So we jumped into some calls here today in Coinbase. Above that daily 21 EMA. Now we do have a daily sell signal. So that's where you got to be a little bit careful. So our stop is right under that daily 21. But what I like about it, in addition to the relative strength, is if you look at a lot of these Bitcoin kind of names, they're deeply oversold on the weekly charts. So for Coinbase, the weekly 21 EMA is up there at $100. It's like 50+% above the current price. So deeply oversold. Notice how the weekly histogram has gone neutral. And then aside from the daily sell signal, on the big 3 indicator, all these lower time frames have gone neutral. And on the 30-minute chart, you get the buy signal here at the 21 EMA. So deeply oversold, but showing signs of exhaustion. Right? Showing signs of kind of repairing the lower time frames. If we can get a few more buy signals, and then if we can get a market behind it, I think the Coinbases, the Mars, the Riots, they might be setting up for a pretty good push here. I mean, you saw how they were moving today until the market kind of crapped the bed. So like all things in this market, guys, it comes down to the S&Ps and the QQQ. If they can rebound tomorrow, right, if they can kind of brush this off, rebuild the hourly chart, and we're good to go, I think Coin, I think Mara, I think Riot here. Few names to the watch list. Down goes the market, down goes the Bitcoin crap. So never forget, Mamacita Market is driving the bus here, guys. Few more names here. The EV stocks were pretty clean earlier. Yeah, no major issues here. So, Google, for example. Google's got some issues. Google's got some big issues. Back under the daily 21, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute sell signal. Granted, if the market rallies into Friday, Google's probably going to rally as well, but I'm not going to come to that kind of structure with all the red big 3, looking for a bullish trade. Right? I'm only going to do that in the things that held up well today. So for a few names on the watch list, guys, again, anchor to the S&Ps first, but Coinbase, Mara, and Riot here, and that's the big if the market can kind of clean up here and get it going back to the upside, look for some leadership in these few names. I even think the EV stocks. Lucid held up just fine today. And I don't mean, Lucid was strong all day long. If the Qs are up 2% and then they're down 1% a few hours later, you're going to get a dip across the board. Right? But we're thinking in terms of structure. The Lucid structure, the Coinbase structure, Mara, Riot, significantly better than your S&Ps or your Googles. So, some food for thought there, guys. And as far as playing the short side, where I would start to look for a few more shorts is if over the next few days on the S&Ps here, we started to get the big 3 sell signal. Because right now it's pretty neutral. So it could be one of those things where today's dip felt like a lot, and it was a pretty good dip, but we're not really cranking out a bunch of sell signals just yet. So aside from the daily chart, the 4-hour down to the 5-minute, it's neutral. Right? No real gauge of path of least resistance is to the upside, path of least resistance is to the downside. It's kind of a tough read. So in other words, I'm sitting back and I'm waiting on buy signals to get long, or we're waiting on sell signals to get short. A couple more things here, guys. The volatility index, the VIX, as expected, the market pukes a little bit. The VIX is going to pop a little bit. I don't think VIX gives us any major problems until we're back above 27.28. Back above 27.28, again, that's why I'm looking for a few more shorts. So keep a close eye on the VIX. If we jump over here to the dollar, the doll hair, a little bounce into the close. Just remember, the dollar trading lower typically means the market can trade higher. So we're looking for more downside in Dixie, and then last piece of the puzzle here, guys, HYG, the junk bonds. If you're looking for a rally in your market, you need HYG to rally. So big flush here today. We get a close, right at the daily 21. If this begins to break back down tomorrow, I think you're going to see your market trade much lower. If this can hold above that daily 21 and then kind of turn the corner and start popping back towards the upside, it'll do the overall market some favors. So there you have it, my friends. Quick recap for today. As advertised, those 15-minute squeezes that we had on Friday, they all fired beautifully there at the open. But then after the open, we got that back test of the hourly 21, and as we know, things did not hold up too well. So for tomorrow, that is the game, my friends. We're playing the over-under here. Back above the hourly 21, I think you still give the edge to the bulls. Under the hourly 21, all starts to kind of lean back in the favor of the bears. So be patient, guys. Stay nimble, stay relaxed, stay disciplined, and if and only if your S&P and your QQQ kind of rebuild the hourly chart tomorrow, keep an eye on your EV stocks like Lucid, like Rivian, and LI, which looks beautiful here. I really like LI. I really like LI here. Daily 4-hour, 30-minute big 3. Not too bad. And then your Bitcoin stuff, right? Coinbase, Mara, and Riot. Just understand, if the market pukes it up, none of those things are likely to trade higher. All right, guys, quick recap there. Hope you all had a good day. For those of you in the mastery, busy day on my end, getting ready for the class on Saturday. But I'll be live with you guys on Thursday and Friday. And for the rest of you, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you Wednesday morning for some pre-market prep. Adios, amigos and mi amigas.